Fantastic second half performance by Altrincham today. Come back from a goal behind to win 2-1 against Kidderminster Harriers. And we've got Altrincham goalkeeping coach Ian Senior to give us his thoughts on the game. Ian, we're in 17th position tonight, 28 points. Lisa, it's going to be a very, very happy man.
Certainly is, and I think it's justified for the effort and performances the lads have been putting in of late. After the Blythe debacle, we looked at the fixtures on the horizon, and it was looking quite a tough run. But fortunately, we've picked up 7 points from the 3 games, and it's not been a fluke in any way, shape or form. Certainly looking a really strong outfit, a strong squad, as you could see today. There were 3 or 4 changes and changes made during the course of the game and not been of a detriment to the performance in any way, shape or form.
We started the game very well on the front foot and were really lively in the first few minutes. But Kidderminster also contributed well. The first 20 minutes was a good game, and then it went through a little bit of a flat phase as I think we cancelled each other out a bit.
Certainly. I think a lot of the games we as a team have looked really strong in the first 20 minutes or so. I mean, you can look at the performances where we've been beaten. I mean, even down at Kidderminster, I think early stages of the game we were really strong and had 1 or 2 opportunities, and then conceded a goal, and it took the wind out of our sails. But it certainly wasn't the case today. We scored they scored the early goal in the second half, and instead of like us going into our shell, we took the game to them, and I think the 3 points at the end are completely justified without a shadow of a doubt.
Just before Kidderminster have opened the scoring, we've had a very good chance when James Lorry has engineered a really good opening. Keeper's made a good save, then James has knocked it across and they've cleared it within a couple of minutes. Marvin Johnson has gone round Adam Griffin and curled one past Stuart Coburn. And that's how football is.
Yeah, I think if you could be critical about our performances of late, we have missed quite a few opportunities to really take the game by the scruff of the neck. There's been a lot of work in training with Tolson, the gaffer, with finishing, and perhaps, you know, if we could just finish those chances we're getting in clear positions, we could really have a go the second half of the season.
We were only behind for 7 minutes, and when the equaliser came, it was a really well constructed goal. Rather strangely, Sean Densmore, I think, found himself in the sort of left-back position. He's threaded the ball through, and great finish from James Lorry. Absolutely.
Dens is after playing in centre mid now on Tuesday, I think, after the performance, you know, setting that goal up. And yeah, excellent finish from James. James has got all the ability in the world. We see it every week, don't we? Fabulous feet, and a bit more composure on the ball at times, and James could really kick on from this level, I'm sure.
And he's going through a bit of a scoring spell now, and he was involved, I think, in all of the goals last week against Wrexham. He's done ever so well today. Some of his touches in the second half, absolutely sublime.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, he's an excellent footballer. There's no two ways about it. How many players do you know that you can actually say at one or the other feet? You know, he's both adequate, both feet, and it showed today.
Kidderminster have caused us quite a few problems and asked a lot of questions of us defensively. Stuart's made a good save with his fists, and Tom Marshall won fantastic tackle when we looked as if we might be in trouble.
For sure, yeah. The lads at the back were excellent again today. I mean, we've had Scotty out with the suspension, and Mash has come in and done excellent, and Stuart does what he does every week and week in, week out over the years. You know, he's still there and he just does his job. He's excellent.
We've made some changes, not in terms of the shape of the team, but Simon Richmond, who was playing in a more forward role, has dropped back into the holding midfield role, and Jake went forward for a little while before he was replaced by Sean Williams. But what do you think Lee's thinking was behind that?
Well, the lads who play midfield, they're very fluid about what the jobs are, and they're aware of who's doing the responsibility defensively. If one pushes forward, if Cav goes forward, you'll see Jake will drop in. Ringo goes on a run forward, you'll see the other lads will tuck in around him. It's all adding up nicely now. The lads are appreciating each other's role in the team and covering each other as they go forward.
The winning goal, I've had it down as Sean Williams, so I think I'm the only person in the ground, but my commentary will say it was Sean Williams. But there we go. But whatever, there's no doubt there was a fantastic crossing again from Adam Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, week in, week out now, Griff's showing how good a footballer he is. If there's a better left-back in this league, well, I've not seen him. Excellent, and his delivery from wide areas is fabulous. I mean, last week's the 3 goals all came from Adam, and again today that was a great ball in for Reevesy to get his head on it, and or was it Sean? Oh no, Reevesy, definite. Yeah, Reevesy to get his head on. Yeah, great finish, and completely justified. I don't think Kidderminster can go away from this game thinking they missed out on anything, because I think 3 points were definitely ours for the taking there.
And fair play to Kidderminster, they're a good side. We've beaten a good team this afternoon.
Oh, certainly. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in this league. The problem we have is against the lesser teams. I mean, ridiculous as it is, if we hadn't lost to those bottom 5, we'd be second in the league now. I mean, it'd be just amazing, wouldn't it? But football is what it is, and we're just going to Tuesday's game at Woking now, and hopefully 3 points will do nicely.
Yeah, they were certainly one of the more impressive teams at the J. Davidson Stadium earlier in the season. They ended up 3-0. It was a bit of a strange game because we lost Adam Griffin through a red card, and then Ryan Crowther, of course, was injured, got a back injury, so we ended up with 9 men. But they were very, very strong.
Certainly, Woking and Barnet, probably the strongest 2 teams we've come across this season, and you'd be very surprised if either of those didn't win the league, and certainly one of the others in the playoffs. Very strong side. Gary Hill's got them really well organised, very strong at home. I mean, we've got a 4.5-hour coach journey on Tuesday to play down there, so that's going to be a long, long day and a long finish, a long trek home after the lads who've got to work on Wednesday. But that's what this league's about. You know, you're in it, and you've got to put up with it. And we'll go down there, Woking, and give a good performance, I'm sure, and hopefully come back with something.
That's Ian Senior there, Altrincham goalkeeping coach. Looking forward to Tuesday night's visit to Kingfield to take on Woking. It's certainly been a great afternoon here at the J. Davidson Stadium this afternoon. Final score, Altrincham 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1.